Hey everybody, Logan Smith here. Welcome back into my kitchen. Today we're going to make an apple cobbler, and you can make cobbler just about out of any kind of fruit, but apple has become one of my favorites. So we're going to start with a 9 by 13 pan, and I have a stick of butter in here. I'm going to put it into a 350 degree oven, and it's already preheated, and this will melt, get brown and bubbly. And while that's in the oven, we'll start on the topping. So here we go. Alright, so our butter's in the oven and we're going to make the crust for the cobbler. And this mixing bowl here, I've put a cup and a fourth of self-rising flour. I like white lily, you can use whatever you prefer, but I like white lily. And then a cup and a fourth of white granulated sugar and a teaspoon of baking powder. And yes, with self-rising flour, I still use baking powder. And then we're going to sprinkle, I don't measure this either, but it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, they call it Cinnadust. And for a cobbler, it is incredible. So I highly recommend you getting some of this. And so I really don't measure. I'd say a heaping teaspoon of the stuff, to be honest with you. I love this, and I like putting it in the batter, and then we'll sprinkle more on top right before we put it in the oven. So, and then we're gonna add in about a cup, a little more than a cup of milk, not quite a cup and a fourth. And we're gonna take a whisk and whisk all this together. And this will be the crust for our cobbler. And so when this butter is melted, we will pull it out of the oven and pour this in first. And we'll pour this in that hot butter, and it'll start to form those little crunchy edges that are part of my favorite of a cobbler, the whole reason I like to make a cobbler. So I'll stir this, make sure there's no lumps in it. You do not want flour lumps in your crust. So we're gonna get that very smooth, and it's gonna look like this. It kind of has a little bit of a brownish tint because of the Cinnadust in it. So we're gonna set this to the side, and we'll be back when that butter's melted. All right, so our butter's out of the oven. It is sizzling, and I love this sound right here, pouring the batter in. It's gonna form that crust that I love. Oh, this is so easy to do. I promise you, if you're looking for easy dessert, you can't go wrong with this. And it tastes incredible, I promise you that. So then we're going to take these apples. These are fried apples with cinnamon. If you find fried apples, they don't have to have the cinnamon in them. I just like it for the extra flavor. But so I'm going to put 2 cans in here. These are 15-ounce cans, so roughly 30 ounces of apples. And I pour all that juice in there. Oh man, can't wait for it. It's gonna be good. And then after we pour all the apples in here, we are going to sprinkle the top of this with a little more of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch seasoning. And I just think it gives it a really nice flavor for the top of it and adds a little extra crunch to the top. So I like adding that. And I don't really measure that either. Don't go crazy on it unless you want to go crazy on it. But just put a little bit. A friend sent me a meme the other day, and it says, sprinkle until the ancestors in your head tell you that's enough. So mine say that's enough, so that's all we need. We're going to put this back into the oven for 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how fast your oven cooks. And we will pull this back out in just a little bit and do a taste test on it.
One eternity later.
All right, y'all, we are done. This is exactly how I wanted it to turn out, so I'm happy with it. We're gonna go in for a taste test. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but if you'd like to, add a teaspoon of vanilla to your batter. I totally forgot that. I usually do put that in, but I forgot, so add a teaspoon of vanilla. So here we go, y'all, apple cobbler, and you have to have a little bit of ice cream with it, or it's not complete. That's very good, absolutely. We'll see y'all next time.